Are you tired of watching others getting promoted while you stay in the same role forever? Have you ever wondered why your hard work isn't translating into a promotion? Hello everyone, if you're new here, my name is Ziying, a banker turned etiquette and peak performance coach. In this channel, you will find many useful content on etiquette, personal growth, confidence, communication skills, and all things that make you a better person. Statistics show that over 90% of people who watch YouTube videos do not subscribe. So if you find this video helpful, I'd be really grateful if you could subscribe so that more people could find this video and benefit from this. I cannot thank you enough. Today, we're diving into a topic that I know many of you are very keen to explore: how to stop waiting for your boss to recognize your effort and instead take control of your own career trajectory. If you've been feeling stuck in your current position and wondering when it's going to be your turn to get that promotion, this video is for you. We often hear that patience is a virtue, but when it comes to your career, waiting passively for recognition can actually hold you back. In today's fast-paced work environment, simply doing your work well isn't enough to guarantee that you will move up the ladder. So how do you break free from the waiting game and start paving your own path to promotion? Well, the truth is, getting promoted isn't just about working hard. It's about working smart and strategically positioning yourself as the obvious choice for the next step up. And that's exactly what we're going to talk about today. In this video, we'll be covering some actionable strategies that will help you stop waiting for your boss to give you that promotion and take back that initiative. This video might save you years. First, let's talk about the mindset shift that is essential for this journey. Many people operate under the assumption that if they just put their head down, if they just work hard and stay out of trouble, their boss would eventually notice them and reward them with a promotion. But here's the thing, that is very passive. Instead, what you want to do is to adopt a proactive mindset. This means that understanding that you're responsible for your career development, not your boss. Your boss might be supportive, but they have their own priorities, and your promotion might not be anywhere near at the top of their list. So it's time to take the ownership back to yourself for your career path, knowing that what it is and where you want to go, and go for it. Number two, figure out where you are and where you want to go. Before you can move forward, what you really need to understand is where you currently stand. So start by asking yourself some very critical questions. What are my current responsibilities and how do they align with the next role that I want? Have I mastered the skills required for my current position? What gaps exist between where I am now and where I want to be? It's really important to get a clear picture of your strengths and areas for development. This self-assessment will serve as a foundation for your promotion strategy. Next, what we want to do is to set some clear, achievable goal for your career. And what is the next role that you're aiming for? What does success look like for your next role? And the role doesn't have to be within your own team or company. Many people get into the habit of staying within their comfort zone. And what I'm here to remind you is that your world is much bigger than your current team or your current company or even your industry. Always think big. Number three, bridging the gap. Once you've done that critical piece of self-assessment, this is where you start bridging the gap between where you are and where you want to be. You want to identify the key skills needed for the role that you're targeting for and create a plan to development. And here's the thing, you want to break down the big goals into smaller, manageable steps. Let me give you some example. If you want to aim for a leadership position and your current role does not require any leadership responsibilities, there are many things you could do. You could lead a project, you could manage an intern, or you could lead an event or activity outside your own team. There are many ways you could do it. And also, if you know that the next role that you're looking for requires some certain sort of qualification, and you could work on that in your after work hours, and that shows how proactive and keen you are. It would always make you stand out. Number four, working on your soft skills. Don't just focus on the technical skills. Soft skills like communication, leadership, problem solving, personal branding, how you carry yourself, your etiquette, all of the things matter so much more as you move up the ladder. Throughout my years working in the corporate world across 2 different continents and observing people, what I noticed is that people at the very top of the organization, they are never the ones that are only good at technical skills. These people often are very amazing at working with people, knowing how to speak the right way, how to communicate the right way, how to manage conflict, and how to carry themselves a certain way. So there are many things we need to work on in order to improve ourselves. Let me give you an example. When you first started working for a company, you would start as an intern or graduate, and your job is probably involving writing a report, working on a spreadsheet, and things like that. Of course, technical skills. But as you move up the ladder, you start to manage people. Your ability to communicate, work with people, and build relationships become much more important. So you really want to put a lot of focus on that. This is something that I do exactly when I work with my private clients. So if you want to see if you're a suitable candidate to work with me, there is a link in the description box below for you to book a call to discuss. Number 5, build your personal brand. Your personal brand is how you are perceived within your organization. Are you known as someone who gets things done? Are you someone that's known as someone who's reliable, innovative, or a strong leader? Your brand should reflect the qualities needed for the next role that you're going for. So start by identifying the key qualities that are valued in your organization, particularly in the role that you're aiming for, and make sure that your actions, communication, or even your appearance align with those qualities. Let me tell you a real-life story. I had a colleague many years ago who used to tell me that she got a piece of advice that the way she dresses does not reflect how good her work is. And that's quite heartbreaking, isn't it? So you really want to be mindful of many things because they all represent your personal brand. And building a strong personal brand can set you apart from your peers and position you as the ideal candidate for the promotion. Number 6, take initiative and seek opportunities. One of the biggest mistakes people make is waiting for opportunities to come to them. Instead, what you want to do is to take the initiative to create your own opportunities. This could mean taking additional responsibilities, volunteering for cross-departmental projects, or proposing new ideas that could really benefit the company and solve your boss's problems. Because when you take initiative, you're demonstrating leadership skills and your commitment to the organization's success, both of which are key factors to get you promoted. And remember, the goal is to make it impossible for your boss to overlook your contributions. Number 7, network, network, and network. We often hear that it's not about who you are, but who you know. But what I'm here to tell you that it's also important who knows you. And networking isn't just about finding a new job. It's also really important when you want to move up your current organization because you want to build that strong relationships with your colleagues, supervisors, and other leaders in your company. These relationships can provide support, guidance, and even open so many doors of opportunities. And also, you really want to have some senior leaders advocating for your success. Of course, I'm also here to remind you that networking goes way beyond your own company. So why don't you go to some conferences in the industry to get your names out there in the market for people to know you, because you never know what's going to happen. Meeting one person could easily change your life. And I have another video on my channel that talks about how to network like a pro. So if you're interested, go and take a look. Number 8, have that conversation with your boss. If you haven't communicated your career ambition to your boss, now is the time to do so. I've seen so many people in big organizations never telling their boss what they actually want, and they're wondering why the promotion was never given to them. So you want to schedule a meeting to discuss your career goals, and here's something else that I want you to do. Ask for feedback. A lot of the times we might have a certain perception of our own performance, but we might have a lot of blind spots that we don't get to see, that our colleagues or boss get to see. And I can see many people going through the same circle for years without actually knowing what is it that they need to improve on. And that needs to come from the person who would actually make the decision about your next promotion. So get the feedback from your boss and work on it is incredibly important. Just imagine this, if you ask your boss what you need to do to get the promotion and that your boss tells you 1 to 3 and you do exactly what you're told, you cannot go wrong with that. Bonus tip, I want to share with you some really interesting insight that I got after reading the book The Diary of a CEO by Steve Bartlett. So he said, all of the extraordinary people that he met have all of these 5 things in common. He calls the 5 buckets. So number 1 is what you know, which is your knowledge. Number 2 is what you can do, your skills. Number 3 is who you know, your network. Number 4 is what you have, which is your resources. And number 5 is what they think of you, which is your reputation. So when you're working on becoming the next version of yourself, make sure that you fill each of the buckets with the right order of priority and make sure that you work on all of them. And here's another thing. In your journey to prepare for your next promotion, you would always need to work on your public speaking skills. So don't forget to watch my video on how to overcome stage fright and the fear of public speaking that could really help you to take your public speaking to the next level. If you found this video helpful, please don't forget to like and share this video and subscribe to my channel for more career advice and videos like this. And don't forget to claim your free ebook in the link in the description box below. Thank you so much for watching today's video. I can't wait to see you in my next video. Bye for now.